Hello and welcome to Community Connection. I'm Tracey Christensen, your host. Inspiring children to imagine, discover, and connect with the world around them is the goal at Discovery Gateway, the Children's Museum of Utah. I'm joined now by Kirsten Albert, who's here to tell us about some of the events that go on all year at the museum. Thanks for coming, Kirsten.
Thank you for having us.
So, what can we expect if we go to Discovery Gateway, and if we've been before, what might we not have seen now?
That's a great question. Having moved to the Gateway 8 years ago in 2006, we have since had 2.2 million visitors come through our doors. So it was time to freshen up some of the exhibits. Last year with Intermountain Healthcare, we took the helicopter terrace, which is so beloved. It's an authentic Life Flight helicopter. The kids loved it just as it was. But last year, we built a mini primary children's hospital. So kids can go in, they can be doctors, they can do triage, they can transport patients from the helicopter over to the actual operating room. And then we have iPad apps where kids do surgery for a wrist fracture, femur fracture, or a skull fracture. All of the things that are the most common childhood fractures. But we're also letting kids know that it's not so scary to go to the hospital, while inspiring them toward fields in STEM and in math and in education and engineering, just all of the ways that they can imagine what they can become when they grow up. And then recently, just in October of this past year, we opened our sensory and social stories room. Utah has the second highest rate of autism diagnosis in the nation, and we wanted to let those kids know that they're welcome at the Children's Museum, that it's their children's museum too. So we have a very special room for those kids where they can go in, take it down a notch maybe if they're a little overstimulated, and have a lot of sensory experiences. It also helps tell the story to folks who might not know so much about autism, what these kids are experiencing, and for us that's very important, that there's a certain amount of acceptance for every special population that we reach out to.
That's a great resource, because sometimes it is challenging for those families to go to a place like the museum. It's just too much. So have you had a great response from that?
We have so far. We had the opening, and it honored Senator Shizawa, who ensured that all autism treatments were covered by health insurance companies during the 2014 legislative session. And so with the Autism Coalition of Utah, we celebrated him and the other legislators who ensured that this type of coverage was happening. But we open our doors to all children. Each year we raise money for Head Start families so that they can have access to the museum through memberships that are awarded to them through our fundraising efforts at our end of year campaign. That means that 7 days a week, these kids who have so many other stressors can come in and just sort of take it easy and learn and be inspired in STEM education, STEM learning, in art, in science, and all of the things that might be a little less accessible to them in their everyday lives.
Do you have an exhibit that you think is the favorite?
We do, oh, for sure. That's a good question. Besides the store, which is being transformed into a Harmon's neighborhood grocer with scanners and all new products and everything, the helicopter terrace is extremely popular because kids get to pretend that they're pilots, or that they're a doctor and they wear scrubs, or they can be the nurse, or they can do the actual dispatch of the helicopter. But coming in May of 2015, we have a very exciting traveling exhibit, which is very important given our certain situation we have with maybe not so clean air in Utah, and it's called Super Kids Save the World. And Super Kids Save the World is based on a book called George Saves the World by Lunchtime. And it is the notion that through reduce, reuse, repair, and recycle, we can make a change. And we're trying to inspire kids to make little differences that make a measurable change. So in Super Kids Save the World, going from May of 2015 through the end of August, through the summer months, kids go into a playhouse and they can learn to turn off the lights and save energy in that regard, or take the used clothes over to the consignment store and then they learn how to reuse items. There's a farmer's market, because when you purchase from the farmer's market, you use less fuel to get your food to your table. There's a garden at the house. There's a biofuel station where kids learn about biofuels. It's all about making a difference with the children, because if you teach them, then the change will happen in turn.
It's a great value to teach while they're doing. I don't even know if they know they're learning. They're just having so much fun.
Exactly.
Tell us your website.
Of course, it is www.discoverygateway.org, and you can go on there to buy tickets for special events. We're open 7 days a week, and of course, parking at the Gateway is free on Sunday, so it's a really good one.
Excellent. Thanks so much for being here, Kirsten. Here at 11, we strive to keep our viewers aware of activities and events going on all throughout the state of Utah. If you'd like to learn more about Discovery Gateway, the Children's Museum of Utah, please visit KBYU11.org and click on the Community tab. Thanks for watching, and join us again on Community Connection.